Change everything you are.
Welcome to my second review of the Suunto MC2 Global Compass, and as you can see, I do indeed have two of them. Now, I purchased the second one because my first one here, which I've had for quite a few years now, developed a bubble at altitude when doing a bit of winter camping. Even though I got in touch with Suunto customer service, because I've had this for over 10 years, the warranty does not cover the repair anymore, and I would have had to ship it off to Hong Kong, obviously pay to get it fixed and then get it back here. So it kind of became a little bit more economical just to buy a new compass. Like I said, as you can see, the bubble is gone now at sea level, but I do a fair bit of trekking, hiking, camping, etc. in the mountains, so I did want to get a second compass just in case that bubble did start to come back and make the compass much harder to use. In searching for a second compass, I did consider lots of different compasses, some from Silva, some from Brunton or Brunto, whatever it's called, and also the Kaminga Lensatic compass. But the more research I did, the more it started pointing back to the Suunto Global. And since I've used this compass extensively for a number of years, I was very comfortable with buying another one. And look, if I get another 10 years out of this one before, a bubble or something happens, then I'll be pretty damn happy. If something does happen to it, I've got the receipt handy, and I've been in touch with Suunto customer service, so I know I can get it fixed for free. So, not too bad. Righto, let's go on to the review. Alright, so as you can see, this is a base plate style compass, which in all honesty is the best for map navigation. The compass itself comes with a mirror in the cover, and one of the great features of this compass is that the cover itself fully extends, so now you have a decent ruler, if you will, to be able to mark on the map. So you can set your point here, you want to go over there somewhere, you can draw that straight line, be able to figure out, use the compass as a protractor and be able to figure out the bearing, the azimuth and all that kind of stuff. So straight away right there, it's a great little bit of kit. I know some compasses with mirrors, say I think the Brunton Strike 15, the mirror's a little bit smaller, which, okay, if you're counting grams, fair enough, but I find this worth carrying that extra gram or two, and it works really well. It's a decent length now, rather than the base plate itself might be a little bit too small, especially on a 1 in 25,000 scale map when you're trying to do a resection of some distant peaks. Usually those peaks, those mountains are going to be quite further away. Other things about the cover itself, obviously, like I said, it's got a nice big large mirror which aids in getting a bearing or an azimuth, and you've got the hole there, the gap there in the bottom, which aids in aiming, so it becomes much easier to be able to get that azimuth or that bearing looking through that gap there. The mirror, of course, it doubles up as a rescue mirror, so another great thing about this compass is it's now multi-purpose. It's not just a compass, but it's also a rescue device. So that is another reason I highly recommend getting mirrored compasses. The more tasks one bit of gear can perform, the better. I do have a separate rescue mirror, but again, now I have a backup just in case. Moving on to the compass itself, the base plate side of things. So you can see here the bezel is quite large, and when my camera focuses in, you can see it's quite easy to read, and it is very smooth, very easy to adjust, and you can get those precise 1 to 2 degree adjustments in there, not too hard at all. The needle is very easy to distinguish between north and south. The doghouse, as they call it, where you're going to aim north up to, is nice and big, and you've got here the glow-in-the-dark paint either side, and you also have it on the north arrow, so when in low light conditions it's easy to use as well. You have, if I can just kind of get the north arrow out of the way, a climometer, my pronunciation, So you can basically measure angle or the degrees of a slope. So if that's something you want in a compass that has it there, personally I wish it got removed or they gave a model with that one, just because it simply annoys me. But it doesn't disturb the compass in any way, it doesn't make it any harder to use. It's just something personal that I wish wasn't there. The base plate itself, you have centimeters on one side, you have inches on the other side, for those of you stuck in the past. And over here you have your 1 in 25,000 and also 1 in 50,000 for your map. Other things are a magnifying glass as well. Some people say, oh, you can use it to start a fire. Yeah, maybe. We'll give that one a go some other time. I'd much rather use the rescue mirror to signal for help. But hell, it's there. On the other side, you've got your adjustable declination, which is another brilliant feature of this compass. The way you adjust that is with the key which is provided and attached to the lanyard. So that fits in there and you can simply turn the declination. Very simple, easy to use, and you can get a very accurate adjustment. And a plus of this system is that I sure as hell guarantee you it's not going to move afterwards. That little notch there is protected by the bottom of the bezel, and there's no way in hell something's going to get in there and start turning your declination adjustment. So it is a set and forget declination adjustment system, which works brilliantly well. Also on the bottom you have these rubber feet, 1, 2 and 3. So when you place the compass on the map, even though you might move the map around, the compass is definitely going, and my camera's moving, the compass is definitely going to stay there. I can even simply move the map around with one finger on the compass. They grip really, really damn well and are a nice feature on the compass itself. Now, so that's kind of the tour of the compass. Some of the pluses again of this compass, which I really think sell it and make it worth its money, is the design itself of the base plate, and also the mirror housing is very functional in terms of giving it protection, and again, therefore they're then using it on the map. You've got the little aiming off gap in the mirror there, which is a fantastic addition, and not all mirror compasses have that. I don't know why, but it gives it a big plus. I can't stress enough the importance of adjustable declination, especially if you are new to navigating and don't want to be doing, tricks with the map where you have to adjust the map for declination and then you can use it, or doing maths in your head. Adjustable declination compasses, and thankfully there's a lot these days, they're definitely the way to go. Even for experienced navigators, it's, I've got experience with the Lensatic compass, and I know all that kind of stuff. Compass to map, you're adding when you've got an easterly declination, opposite when you've got a westerly, all that kind of stuff. But and sometimes I play around with that stuff, but I just like to have the option of having adjustable declination. So it's fantastic that it has that, and it's the best system that I've seen for doing that as well. Now, some of the things I don't like about this compass. Number one, the price. Very expensive. Probably one of the more expensive compasses out there, especially here in Australia. You're looking at around $120 to $130. Oh, and I forgot the one big positive with this thing, the global needle. But MC2 Global pretty much sells itself there with what it does, but you can use it anywhere in the world. Don't have to look at getting separate compasses for different parts of the world, or even a northern or southern hemisphere. Anyway, back to the negatives. Like I was saying, the price. Very expensive compass. It does its job very, very well. A few other features in there that other compasses don't have, but you're certainly paying for it. Now, because you pay so much money, you expect really, really, really good craftsmanship, really good finish, etc. And for the most part, this sure as hell delivers. However, if I bring over my older MC2, one annoying problem that I've had is my bezel has developed some play. So it's only, say, about a 2 degrees at most, which is well within the realms of acceptable accuracy. But for the amount of money that you pay for this compass, this is really frustrating and really annoying. And I would hope that Suunto would fix this in future models. Hopefully they fix it in that model. At the moment, the bezel is definitely firm, and hopefully that plate does not develop. The other thing which really has made me angry or frustrated is look at the difference between the top and the bottom. Top one, you can see the markings in red very, very clearly. Bottom one, you can't, because they are completely faded. Now, even though this isn't a massive drama, you'd expect that for over $100 they could do something to make sure these markings don't fade. Whether they etch them in a little bit deeper and then cover it with some kind of protective layer to make sure they don't fade, I don't know. That's up to them to decide how to do it. But it's certainly something which is rather annoying. If you're paying $20, $30 for a compass, okay, fine. You know, maybe it'll wear a little bit and so be it. But when you're paying over $100, you'd sure as hell expect those markings to stay fully visible. Luckily, obviously, the bezel and the inside of the compass remain perfectly readable and perfectly fine. No dramas there. It's again just that base plate problem, which for the amount of money should be sorted. Apart from that, there's a reason I got another one of these compasses. It's because it's a damn good compass. You're paying a lot of money, but you're going to have something which is going to last a very long time. Unfortunately, my first one did develop that bubble. It happens. That's fine. If I can get another 10 years out of this one, I'll be more than happy. And I know if something does happen inside those 10 years, then I'll be able to get it fixed for free. Suunto, I've experienced great customer service with them getting back to me, etc. But apart from that bubble, it's been a fantastic compass. So let's see how this newer model of the MC2 Global goes, and if there are any dramas, I will do a follow-up video and let you guys know. Thanks for watching my second review of the MC2 Global, and hope it was helpful.